Hey everyone, it's Dreena. Welcome to my new YouTube channel for yoga. And some of you know me through my cooking and my recipes on dreenaburton.com and are wondering, why are you doing a yoga channel? What does that have to do with cooking? It doesn't really have anything to do with cooking. It's just something that I have moved into, and I guess it begins with last New Year's. I don't really make resolutions, but I made a couple of goals for myself. And one of them was one was to finish my snacks ebook, which indeed I did. I released it, I think it was last week. So if you were looking forward to that, it's on my site, dreenaburton.com. And the other thing was to go to a yoga studio and start taking some yoga classes at a studio, because I've been doing yoga at home for a number of years. It started with pregnancy yoga, but being at home with the kids for almost 18 years, and always practicing at home, I was very intimidated to go to a studio. I just felt like I'd be surrounded by all these experienced yogis, and I just felt like uncomfortable about getting in that environment for any style of class. And I know that others of you probably feel the same. I have moved into yoga more in my life through home practice, and so I want to bring that to you as well. And I hope that through these videos you aren't also feeling that yoga is unattainable or impossible for you, because sometimes we feel like we have to be flexible to do yoga, and that's not the case. There's a lot about yoga that's not just the poses, and I learned so much from doing yoga teacher training that I want to share that, at least some of it, with you. Did I skip ahead of everything that I was talking about with New Year's? I think I did. So one of my goals was to go to a studio, which I did. I started with a workshop, and then a little later I decided, I started to look into yoga teacher training, and it was through one of the online instructors that I watch, and they were doing a retreat, but it was like a 2-week retreat, and there was no way I was gonna be able to take off for 2 weeks and do that. So I looked into local classes, and I found the amazing program that I did with Vyusha Yoga here in the White Rock, South Surrey area. And I just finished it and completed last Sunday. It was quite an intense experience, I'd say, because it was from September to December, very involved, a lot of information, a lot to absorb. It was challenging, it was rewarding, it was hard, it was emotional. I made amazing friends and learned so much from such passionate instructors that it was the best decision I've made in a long time to do something outside of what I normally do, and also just something for myself. So with that, I have some plans for the classes that I want to bring to you, but I'd also like to hear from you what you would like to see. So one of the things that is important to me is to keep the classes fairly accessible in time, because a lot of the times I don't have an hour for yoga, especially to go to a studio where you're commuting to the studio, and then you've got the hour class. It's a lot of time in your day. When you can carve out even 20 or 30 minutes at home and make it very accessible to do yoga, it becomes something you can do more often. At least that's been my experience. So rather than going to a studio 2 times a week, I can do a little yoga pretty much every day. It can be 10 minutes, it can be a half hour, some days it's 40 minutes, and it's not always the same thing. That's the other thing, is that I want to bring different styles of yoga to you, not just the athletic, hitting postures part of yoga, which is obviously part of it, and I love that too. But there's a softer side of yoga. There's breathing, there's meditation, and I want to bring some of those components into the classes. The other thing is, I have had some wrist and elbow issues through the last couple of years, maybe more than a couple of years, and part of it's from all of my online work and cooking. I mean, I'm always using my hands, and my elbows get a lot of fatigue from the cooking and the motions of the repetitive kind of work in the kitchen and online. And then combined with yoga, where sometimes you're holding your body weight in plank and downward dog, and then doing movements where you're lifting your legs, it can be a lot of strain on those joints. So for me, I've learned to adapt some poses, and I've also learned to do movement that is fun and joyful and challenging without all of the strain on the wrists and the elbows. So that's something I want to incorporate. I will do some, obviously, of poses that involve that, like downward dog and other things, but I'll show you some modifications, and then I will do classes that don't involve it at all. So that's my, short-term plan. Let's see what the new year brings and what other goals I have. But I'd sure like to hear from you what you want to see or what you'd like to see from these classes. Maybe things that you're not seeing right now, or how you feel it would be more accessible for you to be able to join yoga at home. That's about it for now. I will see you very soon on the mat. Thank you for tapping into this community. Those of you who have been with me for many years with cooking, I sure appreciate it, and I hope it's going to be enjoyable for you. And that's it. Join me on the mat soon, and please subscribe if you haven't. Okay. Talk soon and move soon. Bye-bye.